Hey, uh, yeah, uh, shit. Hold on, let me edit this real quick. I'm just gonna record it. Number favorite. Gotcha. Hey, hey, we gonna have to cut this shit a little bit. Hey, what's up, man? C Stu's in the detention. This is comedian André Mulligan, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Uh, uh, I know y'all been waiting on this because I've been waiting on this, man. And the first time we did this, it was actually over the pandemic. It was actually over the pandemic, and one of the people I'm bringing on is son, I honestly want to say this because it makes me miss my homie is more because he is traditionally just a good dude. He didn't put more comics in the game and open up more doors for comics without wanting anything in return. That like he no high five, no nothing. All he wanted you to do is just come out and support the mic. And this man, what I would say is, he was the backbone of underground comedy in LA. I think you know what I'm saying. Then the pandemic happened to move him away. Coming to the C students in detention. Mike, give it up for the homeboy, the pretty boy, the lovely Victor Martinez Jr.
Hey, what's up, dude?
What's up, big homie?
Thanks for
You
having me
doing?
on.
Nah, no problem, man. I remember we did it. Remember we did it over the pandemic when we first started, and it was very weird. Remember? You
Dude,
remember?
it seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? It seems like 10 years ago, the beginning of the pandemic. It's only been 2 years, but we've been through so much already.
I kind of missed the pandemic a little bit, bro.
Yeah, you know what? I got used to it. I got used to not being around people real quick.
Wow, man, what is up, bro?
Nothing much out here in beautiful Austin, Texas. Just chilling. Good
Oh
to
man,
see
is
you,
that the
man.
yard? Is that the outside yard? Let me see
It's
that.
like it's a back patio. We
Oh
got
man,
squirrels and shit running around out there. It's a nice little patio out here.
how you liking that transition from LA to Austin?
Oh man, sometimes I miss LA, but other times I'm glad I'm here.
What
um,
made you just say fuck it, let's go to the Austin scene?
I didn't even know there was a scene whenever I was coming over here. Whenever I first got over here, I was just coming because I already had family out here.
Okay.
It was just a coincidence that everyone else decided to move out here afterwards, but um I had my kid like in the height of the pandemic. Everything was
Yeah.
shut down in LA. My son was gonna be 3 going on 4, and I didn't want him growing up around that.
Right.
So we moved out here where there was more room for him to play and more family for him to hang out with. And then, funny enough, Joe Rogan moved out here,
Right.
and then
Right.
a bunch of clubs started opening up out here. And I mean, there was a mass exodus out of Los Angeles. They said it was like 600,000 people or something crazy like that left over the
Wow.
course of the last couple of years.
We probably got it back already though. It's they probably already came back. Have to
That's
not
the thing. It's easy to come back. It's real easy to come back. It's like a $50, Spirit flight to get back over there. It's no big deal at all.
yeah, it's tell me, where did you start doing comedy at? How long you been doing comedy?
I started in Dallas, Texas, and I've been doing it going on. I'm on my ninth, going on my 10th year in August. It'll be
Oh
my 10
wow.
years. I mean, I don't even know if I should count the last 2 years, but all in all, like from when I started, yeah, it's been a solid 10 years.
Right. Okay. What got you into comedy?
I was already doing theater stuff in high school.
Okay.
I was already like in the improv troupe. I had always found an interest in entertaining, and then I wanted to try it. I was out with my friends one day, at a coffee shop that we would always go to,
Okay.
and there was an open mic there. So I saw there was a list, and I decided on a whim just to sign up. And I was the first one up. I think I did like 10 or 11 minutes. It's online somewhere. And I was like 19, 18, 19. I was just graduating high school, and
Okay.
I didn't even have nothing to talk about really. Like I talked about like porn and Adele. Like that's the and what was funny was whenever I got off stage, the next guy came up, he started singing about Jesus and stuff, and apparently it was actually like a Christian folk song open mic night, not a comedy open mic night. but
Yeah.
um but I was hooked after that. I knew I loved it. I didn't bomb. I made some people laugh. I made some strangers laugh, and I've never really bombed ever. Like I've always done at least one or two chuckles here and there.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, something about it kept me going, and I knew I was addicted to it. It's like a drug, you know. After the first time,
Yeah.
you either know you're gonna be into it or not.
Yeah. It's the weirdest drug that I know, man. It I hate to say it. I think comedy is the addiction for me, and certain people are like the dare dog. You know what I'm saying? To make you want not want to do it. You be like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I don't want to do
It,
this
it,
shit.
it, it treats some people better than others. You know, some people
Right.
like they thrive in this, and some people it tears them down. They make bad decisions. You know, they say some crazy shit, and they're just trying to like speak up.
Right.
You see all the whole spectrum of it. You know, and I'm
Right.
happy that I found like I'm still finding my voice in this, and I'm happy that I got like the respect of my peers and whatnot,
Yeah.
and like you were talking about like I didn't ask for nothing in return. All I ever asked for was like I was hoping that people would recognize, like the
Yeah.
hard work. That's the number one thing that we put into each other is recognition, because
Right.
what we put ourselves through, like it's not easy,
Right.
and not it's not for everybody. And you can't help but look at someone who does the same thing as like a brother in arms, someone who's like, I see it like veterans who just like you don't have to tell each other what you've been through. You already know you both been through hell, like
Right.
you find brotherhood in that.
It's son, that's the thing. I think I remember talking to Dane Cook, and he was saying he was like, I was like, they always say you gotta have a crew. And then you see
Yeah.
certain people with crews, and then you see certain people without crews. And what Dane Cook said, he's like, man, you are your crew.
Yeah.
He was like, when you maintain that, you're okay. He was like, you should all just be your crew. Don't worry about anybody else. Do you believe that? Because I know you have a crew.
We work as a crew because we focus on ourselves.
Okay.
We all of us the only thing that keeps us like that associated with each other is that you can't you can't consider yourself, like we call ourselves the goon squad.
Yeah.
We don't see someone as goon or not unless they've earned it. It's like a
Right.
weird type of like patch or like some type of Leatherman jacket type shit. Like, but we didn't like that didn't happen on purpose.
Okay.
We all sort of gravitated towards each other, and then you find yourself collaborating with the same people over and over again,
Yeah.
and it's hard, especially in this industry, to find people that you work well with, because a lot of
Yeah.
times you'll be stuck on a project, and if it's with the wrong people, you tell yourself like I'm never gonna work with this person
Right.
again. That's the first thing you say is like whatever, I'm gonna get through this, and I'm never gonna. But if for some reason, every time, all I don't even know how many of us there are. There's like 8 or 9 dudes and a couple chicks that like we we found each other working with each other. We liked it. We kept working with each other. People saw us all associating, and it kind of just morphed into that. People saw, they recognized it, like, yeah, this is a tight group of, tight knit group of people who are
Yeah.
very like they got a lot going on, and
Right.
they're passionate, and they got a lot of, you know, the, we fuel each other too.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it starts with yourself, though. You know, we
Okay.
wouldn't accept anybody in who just wanted to be part of the group because that's not what we wanted for ourselves. We found
Right.
ourselves in this group, but that's not what our goal was. Our goal was all as individuals to do our best, and then, we ended up where we were.
It is, I always kind of looked at y'all. I was like, these cats really, really are cool with each other, but also like you said, like you don't know who is a goon and who's not. Like I know I would go out and I would see, I'd be like, is this the whole crew? And then next here come more people coming in. I'm like, wow, this is a
Yeah.
real this is a real good game. But I respect the fact because like you said, man, y'all are working together and the growth is there. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I remember hitting what was his name? I remember I hit who was it? Drawn, I think, because like you said, y'all got a few different people in it. And then I was talking to Yemen and everybody, and I was like, are y'all doing the comedy special together? And then I think a few months later, y'all end up doing those comedy special, and
Hmm.
all y'all kept doing them. I'm like, man, y'all gonna be great, dog.
Yeah, yeah, we always joke, we're like the Wu-Tang of comedy. Like you can't really tell exactly who's in or who's out, but when we're together, you recognize that there's something there.
Yeah,
It's hard to put, a name on it. It's hard to hold in your hand, but like you can tell that like, out of all the whole scene, because a lot of people they do end up just like, they want to be alone. Some people
yeah,
do really well like that. Some people do really well with like just one friend. They got a partner out there,
yeah.
and for some reason, we all have like similar values. We all smoke a lot of weed. That's like one of the biggest binders of our group, I think.
Does it help you? Does weed help you when you're doing your comedy, or does it take away from you?
I I've done both. I made it a point to go on stage sober a couple times. Anytime I'm like completely just drinking water on stage, I don't know, I'm bored. I'm really bored. I'm up there, I'm thinking about like how long have I been up here? I'm too in my head. Whenever
Right,
I'm enjoying myself, I enjoy myself when I'm smoking. If I'm having a good time, the audience is having a good time.
right,
And
right.
I have to be having fun. That's the basis of it. The first time I got high, the first time I went on stage, I was high.
Okay,
And anytime I'm smoking, I'm very creative. I
right.
think about like just things that I want to do like that. And I don't want to say that it's good or bad because it's definitely there's people out there who can't, they can't perform high. There's people out
Yeah,
there who can't perform sober. I
right.
I don't want to say that I'm either of those, but I prefer it. I definitely prefer it, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. And the biggest thing is like, people think like potheads are lazy. And that's one
Yeah,
of the negative stigmas I've always wanted to take off of it is that it makes you lazy because it's not. It makes me very inspired. It makes me want to do things and create things, and it makes me want to like do something that matters.
yeah.
Um, and that's one of the things that I always like try to prove with my show, like the High Tonight show. I think I've had you on, right?
Yeah, yeah. During the pandemic, you brought me on.
Yeah, yeah. It was so I'm gonna bring that back soon. I'm gonna try to get one going out here in Austin. But
Okay.
the with the High Tonight show, the base of it was, podheads can do something and it could look coherent.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't have to be all mixed up and kind of like weird and artsy. Like, we can make like something real solid, like a talk show, and it would have a drive and you don't lose where you are, forget who you're talking to, like, those negative things they try to put on
yeah,
potheads sometimes. But yeah, yeah, I think it helps me. I wouldn't recommend it. I'd tell people, just do what you're happy with. So I like coffee, I like weed, it's a few simple things that make me happy.
yeah. Son, I'm gonna have to bring you on to C Students in Detention, which is it's funny. It's a talk show where we basically we start debating, and
Hmm.
then we start. Hold on one sec. Shit. What are y'all? Goddamn. So we start debating, we start debating, and then when somebody gets very passionate in the conversation, they go up and they do comedy on it.
Oh, oh, okay.
And I actually did one I did one last month during the day before Super Bowl, which I didn't know. And I'm actually still cutting everything, and I'm actually have it out next week, man. So that way you can check it out. But Garage Mike, man, how did that happen? How did Garage Mike happen, bro?
Very simply, whenever I found out that I was gonna have my son, I wanted to stay close to his mother, and I wanted
Okay.
to be able to perform comedy. So I wanted to be able to stay close to home. I had my garage right there. I knew comedians would come.
Okay.
Like comedians will come to anything, especially like to get their time in and to work as like, just like a gym, nothing special, not a big theater, just a place to do what you got to do. And I knew the real hard hitters would show up because it's not for everybody. It doesn't have a bathroom. We don't have like proper theater seating. The stage is just a pallet on the floor, and half the time the mic wasn't even working sometimes. But it evolved from there, and I made it better. But
Yeah.
ultimately, it was just a place to work out. It was just a gym for comedians, and what it turned into was like a underground hit. I was really
Right.
proud of the people that came through, were passionate about it because of how hard it was, because of the griminess of it. And I don't know why no there weren't more people doing it already. Whenever I started it, I was like, why aren't there, like, I know I'm not the only one with a garage or a space like
Right.
random like this. I think that whenever you get to Hollywood, especially, there's a certain type of, like, there's people don't want to appear in a certain light, and they're scared to say, like, I'm gonna be performing in a dark ass alleyway, like just like with people sleeping in it and shit, and like,
Right.
mattresses on fire or whatever, like on on paper, like that, you don't want to put that in your reel, like you don't want to, like, you don't even want to tell your manager if you got one that you're doing that,
Right.
like, uh, but for some reason that was attractive. You never know what's gonna catch people's attention,
Right.
and I'm glad it did. I'm real happy. To this day, it's been, I don't know, like it's been 2 years since I've actually even hosted a mic in that garage, and
Has it been
people.
two?
It's been almost a solid year and a half of going on 2 years, just about, like, here in a couple months, like
Damn, dog.
solid.
Oh
Solid two
man.
years. Like I did a few into the pandemic, but even that, like, sort of got, it couldn't do it past a certain point, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's a whole new scene out there. You're there in Los Angeles now. It's like, when the seniors
Yeah.
move out, you got the freshmen coming in. There's always a
Shit.
new class coming in. And I'll go there to visit, and I don't recognize anybody anymore. Just about 80% of them, I don't know them, and they're all like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're Victor, you're Victor, you're the, you got the garage mic." People talk about that still. I'm like, wow, like
Yeah.
that's cool. That's a good feeling. That's all I wanted.
It
I
is a
if
different
anything,
feel. Yeah, it's a different feel, bro. When it comes to stand up out here, uh, I think most of the people here now are under 2 years. You know
hmm
what I'm saying? That's really going out. Like most of the people are pandemic comics. They the ones that started during the pandemic or started maybe a month or two before. And that's how they know comedy now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it is the weird dynamics of that, but also the nature of comedy, man, is just so. Is it weird out there? Is the audience weird out there like it is out here?
they're different. They're different. It's different in every region. It's even for, because for a lot of open mics, you're just performing in front of your peers. So
Yeah,
the people that you have to work with, and the type of comedy that evolves out of that, it is a different mindset. It's
yeah,
people that want different things. They have different goals. And the biggest comparison I always put is that not everyone out here has headshots. You
Right.
know and that's just the mind state they're in. Like not everyone out here is auditioning for things and not acting. They all have just regular ass jobs. Like they're all they're just people Austinites first. Whereas in Los Angeles, every one of them is in the industry, and
Yeah.
that makes it for a different type of entertainment, different people you're playing for, and different jokes that'll work. It's hard to explain other than if you were just here, you'd see it immediately.
Yeah.
I'd say they both work hard. Neither of them outplay each other. They're both very funny. Both scenes. If anything, maybe California is a bit colder. Like you got to be a little bit meaner, maybe. And out
You think
here,
so?
I think so. Close enough to where it's just like the competition calls for a little bit of like you got to be sharp. You know,
Yeah.
as opposed to out here, it doesn't feel like a race. It doesn't feel like a competition. So everyone's a little bit sillier, and
Yeah.
the base of everyone's performance out here is let's be as silly as possible, which is comedy.
Yeah.
Whereas out there, it's more like how clever. How clever is funny. Clever or just like tricking you or being sharp and like somewhat a little bit mean. That's kind of funny.
Right.
That those are a few of the things to compare, but it wouldn't be fair to say that blankets the whole scene because everyone's different.
It's, yeah. The Austin scene when I went out there, everyone really, no one really. I think it was one guy may have had maybe a fast set, and
Mm.
most likely he was on something, and
Yeah.
that's what he does. Like he literally he reminded me of Jeff Carzales.
Hmm.
You know, and it's a white dude that's out there. He actually talks and acts the same exact way as Jeff.
Yeah.
And if you was to put him and Jeff in a room together on stage, they one of them be like, he doing my shit. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that y'all have a lot of strong female comics out there
Hmm.
that are they're actually good writers. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
y'all literally have good writers. I remember somebody was saying, you might have told me also like they like writing out there. They want to hear the whole joke. And then when I was listening, I was like, they doing the whole joke. They
Yeah.
not cutting shit for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how did you switch? How was the switch?
For me, I started from the just started completely over. I wanted to, and it felt good to completely just not have no one knows anything that I've already been saying, none of the jokes that I've already been saying for years already. So I started from the very beginning. I started doing fresh shit, stuff about, just getting out of quarantine, like talk about like all the weight I gained and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so I started from that. And I didn't, and I told myself I didn't want to do none of my old shit because I knew it worked. It's like whenever you do a special, like you have to just start from the beginning.
Start from the
Um,
beginning, start over. How was New
and
York, man?
oh, that was fun. That was like a dream, man. It was gorgeous. It was romantic, and it was a beautiful city. I want to go back. I met a lot of cool people out there.
Wow. So did you, when you, I noticed that you posted about it, did you do y'all your new shit or did you do some of the old shit since it was Goon Squad?
Yeah, out there. Matter of fact, it was a mixture of both. It was
Okay.
because there was a certain level that I had to bring back. A lot of this new stuff isn't polished yet. I definitely did do a mixture of both. Some of the better stuff that's been working out here, and then all the highlights that I've been working on out there. And so yeah, it was both, and it was good, and I feel real good about it. There was a lot of industry in the room. We recorded some of the sets that I did. Man, it was like 7, 8 sold out shows, and it was just so
Wow.
surreal to go out there, to have that introduction. Like in a new city like New York of all places. Like I went out to LA, I struggle. Out here in Texas, I struggled, but out in New York, it felt like, man, I felt like a movie star for like a whole week. I felt like royalty. You come in, you go to these clubs where people who've been living there their whole life. They're waiting in line, and you go into the back, It's weird. It's crazy.
It's a beautiful thing,
Um,
man. You deserve it, bro.
that's what I
Y'all
felt like,
deserve it.
that's one of the things I felt good is like, when a lot of times in life when something good like that happens, you feel like you don't deserve it or you feel like this is weird, but it didn't feel like that. It felt like, man, this is exactly, what I've been working for. These hard nights, those nights where, you're just performing for like one or two people, you don't know why you're doing this stuff. Like, you're like, I got to pay bills. There's other things I could be doing with my time,
Yeah,
and especially to the people around you, like for my family, like it affects them, like they don't understand, the sacrifices you make, but
right,
when you're there and they see it, and they're just dumbfounded, people who've
right.
been sitting there and just like they not denying you, not telling you that you're wasting your time, but they just don't understand. And then whenever that, it comes to fruition and you start, seeing something that came out of that hard work, they still can't, there's no words for it. Like
Yeah,
you can't even say congratulations. Like they just know what it took to get you there. And it's
put
almost
that
like,
time
man,
in.
you're almost angry, you're like, man, this is what I wanted. Like it's crazy. It's so weird because, the things that you put all this effort into, it feels like it's never going to come around. It feels like, and they're not even connected. Like some of the things that I worked so hard for, they weren't even for New York, but for the fact that, that I had that, like, it is related. It is all
Yeah,
part of it. And you'll have nights that you don't think that no one sees what you're doing, but you just have to put your head down and move forward, and something has to come out of it. Something good has to come out of all that work, and it
yeah.
did. And it feels like just the beginning of it.
Congrats, man. It definitely was a beautiful thing. And you're doing Garage Mike in Austin now, right?
Oh well, I've been doing. I can't find a garage. I'm trying to find a garage out here. I just been doing park mics. I do a street mic on Fridays and I do a park mic on Saturdays. But
Okay.
it's very similar because like I would do garage mics on Saturday nights because there was all book shows. There was no open mics in LA at the beginning. Now there's about 5 open mics a night every single night. But out here it's the same situation. They're just getting started. This was just a music scene out here before I got here, and now I saw it turn into a comedy scene in front of my eyes, and it's still growing. And there's a spot on Saturday nights out here now where it's like it's just book spots. There's not that many open mics, so I got this Mueller Park mic that I'm doing out here on Saturday nights. It's one of the only open mics out there, and it's got real, garage mic vibes.
Uh,
And yeah, I'm looking for a garage. I do want to do the official garage mic out here. I'm gonna find it. It's gonna
just
happen.
get you a tent. Just get you a tent, man, and put a tarp
Yeah.
over it, call it garage, man, and make it the same way. It's not those many mics out here no more, bro. It
No.
you know, no, fuck no. It's not those. Maybe besides your two paid mics that were always on the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
like nah. It's maybe four mics, maybe
That's too bad.
I mean I know they're coming back, but also I'm not really with the paid mics anymore either. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
there might be a lot of mics, bro, but it's one of those if I'm buying a drink and I get to go up, that's different. But some of these places are charging you $8 for a drink and $5 for the mic. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I can't do that no more, man. And
yeah,
it's taken away. I'm going back to the park. I'm about to go back to Echo Park. Uh, Even if it's by myself, I'm going just to get my own time. You know what I'm saying? So we miss you out here, though, man. We definitely miss the just your presence. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's the Victor Martinez presence, man. A lot of, like you said, a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of ass whoopings been given out at your mic.
yeah, yeah. Literal, man. Like I had
like,
actual people boxing and shit in the alleyway.
like you yourself, you one thing I don't think you ever have you ever banned anybody from your mic?
No, not even if we had personal beef. Like even if I didn't like that person, like even if they caught themselves talking about me, which is funny, you talk about people and then you go to them and ask them for things, like it's the weirdest
Right.
thing. I'd constantly see people that I knew were out and about, it's like saying this or that, or like, oh, Victor's or whatever, like, but then they'd come like, yo, can I get a couple minutes, like, hey, can you bump me here? Like, we're old friends and shit. I
Yeah.
love that. I'll eat that shit up,
Yeah.
because you kill them with kindness. These
Yeah.
people, it's a weird thing. Some people just get caught up in their own head, but no, I always, you know what? My rule always was to let the audience decide. So it was always the crowd. If Garage Mike
Yeah.
decided someone was banned, then they were banned. But I
Yeah.
never personally had to ban nobody. And that was the same thing for like if you wanted to come in and bump somebody, Garage Mike had to be like, all right, you can skip the line. Like you have
Yeah.
to not you're not gonna ask me, can I get up early? You're gonna ask the person you're bumping,
That's crowd.
like
Yeah.
go tell them, like, and it's the same thing. Like people ask me, how long do I get? I'm like, well, you're gonna get as long as you could go. Like, if you're on stage and you're like, hey, when's the light? You're getting the light right there and then,
Right there.
like and so people learn that, they learn to stop asking like, hey, how long do I have? Like you just do it. You will all know how long you got. And
Right.
if you're doing too, even if you're doing really well and you're doing too long, we're all gonna decide that too. And it was I don't know how to describe it. It was like a weird court system. It was just the whole audience was the jury.
Right.
And it was easy to enforce because
Yeah.
I didn't have to lift a finger, and I respected everyone who was there to took time out of their day to be there.
Yeah.
It's their opinion that really mattered. I just at the end of the day, I'm gonna close the door anyway. I'm gonna turn off everything at the end of the night. So that's all I had to worry about. And I love hosting. It's so much
I meant
fun.
I meant to ask you this, man. I know we almost out of time. How is how's the family, man? How's the son? How's the wife? Our
Oh, they're
girlfriend?
good. Yeah, baby mama.
Baby mama?
Yeah, they're all good. They're happy here. They're really happy compared to what it was in LA. They love it out here. They're real comfortable. They're enjoying themselves. They see what I'm doing, and they're happy. I'm just so happy to be as close as I can to my son. And seeing him be comfortable, and he's gonna be going to kindergarten this year.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
man, he's just turned 5. I remember being 5. This is just getting started for me.
Right,
So,
right.
but yeah, man, they're good. Thank you for asking. They're healthy. That's all I want. We're all gonna go through hard times, and we're constantly growing and
Yeah.
going through stuff, and that's normal. But all I can ask for is that they're not hungry, they got a roof over their heads, and they're happy and they're healthy. So they're healthy right now, eating. So that's good.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, what's on the menu for yourself or for Goon Squad? What y'all got coming up later?
So Niles just finished the taping for Comedy Central, and
Okay.
he released the film that we premiered in New York together. He released that everywhere, so that's all available online now. That's you can check through Niles Apston's Instagram and his website for that. And for the Goons, I know we got some stuff working up. We're gonna get together in LA again soon. I'm gonna try to even get some of the Goons out to Austin. I'm trying to launch my own website. I'm trying to release old episodes of the High Tonight Show and get a new season going.
Okay.
So you can always check my Instagram for that, Victor Martinez Jr. And I mean, I got some book shows coming up. I always post about that on my stories and whatnot.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the only thing I can think that like coming up immediately.
Okay, man. Man, I know we out of time and stuff, man. Uh, I truly appreciate you coming on, man.
Absolutely, dude. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me on, and I'd love to come back. Let me know. We could talk more.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Definitely, man. There's definitely a lot of things coming up for C Stews, man, and definitely be in touch. I need to get my ass back out to Austin. I just didn't want to come out there just to do open mics.
Yeah.
But I think that's the only way to into kind of the circuit, though, right?
Well,
Out there.
just to get to know people at first, I'm gonna be producing more shows out here. I'm gonna get you booked out here, man.
Well, I
Absolutely.
appreciate it, man. I definitely do,
Yeah.
man. Everybody, the one, the only, the great, Garage Mike, founder, Goon Squad, general, one of the generals, captains in Goon Squad, the one, the only Victor Martinez Jr.,
I
man.
appreciate you, man. Yeah, I want to get one of them C student shirts too. You got 3X?
Oh yeah, I have 3X, man. I have 3X. What color you like?
I don't know. I got to see all the designs. I like that. I like darker, cool shit. But I love
Okay.
all this. I love all the merch, man. Good
Oh,
stuff.
I would definitely send you a link, man, and I do a discount link and everything, especially for people to
Cool.
come on. I got to get something off of them because I make them. But if you tell me what color, man, if you tell me what color, I can make you that color because I make them all.
Cool. All right, dope, man. I didn't even know you made them. Wow, you hand make them?
Yeah, I hand make them. I hand make them.
Oh,
I hand
you
make them
are an
all.
artist, man. Look at
Yeah, I
that.
hand make them all.
That's
So
dope as
yeah,
hell, dude.
I
I'm
hand
gonna
make
get
them
one of
all.
those.
All of them glow in the dark. All of them glow in the dark on the black light. This is a C student. Pam, this is a.
See, I like that one right there. That one's cool as hell. Who's
Okay,
that?
so I got those too, man. So but you
Oh,
said three. Are you a 3X now?
comfortably. I mean, I can.
Oh
This
shit,
is 2X, but it's tight. I like being comfortable and being able to breathe.
you ain't gained that much weight over the pandemic, did
Nah,
you?
nah. I actually lost weight. You know what? I lost like I just checked. I lost like 30 pounds over the last year, but
Grass,
I've just
man.
been a big boy.
Just being out of LA helped you drop that damn weight, didn't it?
I thought, you know what? I thought I'd gain weight out here, but no, it's just
I
because all
mean,
the brisket and all the food and whatnot. But actually, no, I'm just glad to be out, So and then just like exercising, just getting
yeah.
out, going up and down these stairs and shit.
What's the cost of living out there compared to LA? Like, what's the housing? Because
The
somebody
best
said
way
that's
to
going up.
compare it, like, well, I mean, now it's going up, but like, I'm paying the exact same price that I was out there. Out there, I had a studio,
Uh
just
huh.
one, like, not even a bedroom. It's a studio apartment,
Okay.
and it's the same price as my one bedroom out here.
Oh wow.
So that's just double the space for the same price. So you can just imagine that translates to everything. So like
Yeah.
whatever you'd be paying for out there, it pays for two of that out here. So you're just more comfortable.
Can't beat that, then, man. Thank you very much, man, for tuning in, man.
Thank you for having me on.
Everybody, no problem, man. Everybody, Victor Martinez Jr. Right.
Peace out, man. Thank you.
All right, Big Dog. One. It. I was sitting there looking. It was like kick him out. I was like, how do I kick? I can't kick him off. It was like kick him off, and then said ban. I was like, you can ban somebody from your podcast. Can't ban nobody. Hey, man, that's the homie, Victor Martinez Jr. Man, give him a standing ovation, everybody. This is the street, and I am the trap. Hey, hey. Standing ovation, everybody, man. Victor Martinez Jr., comedian André Mulligan, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I am on my way out of town. I'm heading to Nagin, Michigan this week, and then I'm going to Wisconsin. 2 shows. Y'all come out because at one point, by this time next year, everything's gonna be selling the hell out. So y'all make sure y'all get in there. We're gonna turn up, turn out. Take 5 minutes today to meditate. Take 5 minutes today to get to know yourself. Take 5 minutes today to practice on bettering yourself, and then be great. Be within yourself and understand that you are not a fault. You are a cause. Continue to do it and grow. See students in detention. This is comedian André Mulligan. You are now released, baby.